Go time.
The boys are back. That's right, Florida Man Sports is here with another exciting episode. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. This is Florida Man Sports.
Ladies and gents, fam, I implore you. Florida Man Football. We're back.
Our ladies are demographic.
Let's go.
We have ladies watching. We say ladies and gents. So
Yeah,
do we have...
the 19 through 28 right here.
Okay.
55 plus. So it all works.
I'm good with that.
Streaming on all major platforms. Please like, share, subscribe. And we have heard you. We've answered. Hopefully this new app is going to work for us, Johnny Cinco.
Okay.
We're going to give you guys different segments. But this is Florida Man Football. If you're tuning into this episode, you're getting the whole nine?
You're saying like that they've heard. They're not complaining about the app. You're complaining about the app.
No.
So
the segment.
So in general, it's all good. For us right now, I want to go ahead. We had a great week of football, Chris. We saw a lot of crazy games. Like it's one of those things that make you love football. And when you start seeing week by week, we're in week 3 now, and you start getting like,
no, we're not. We're going into week 4.
No,
it's hurting my feelings. I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
So
it's hurting my feelings that it's going so fast.
So it's going, but let's go ahead and start up, Chris, with our Florida teams.
Can it slow down?
Okay, Chris.
I needed to slow down.
This is the 9 o'clock jam.
This is it.
You want to slow it down?
Football is my medicine.
So
I'm probably gonna get hurt. I'm probably gonna get the
yeah.
Sorry, Dan. Sorry.
Well, right now let's go ahead and start with our Florida team, starting with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Chris, the Jacksonville Jaguars pulled off a win against the Texans. What's your takeaway from that game?
You know what's funny about winning, Johnny Cinco? When you win, it hides everything else, right? All you talk about is how you're 2-1. Okay. All you talk about is how the W is a W. But
maybe, yeah.
It hides 0 passing touchdowns. It hides less than 65 yards rushing by your RB1. It hides only 2 catches by Thomas Jr., 1 catch by Travis Hunter, 0 for 1 on 4th down. I'm going to keep going here. It hides 4 for 15 on 3rd down. It hides 9 penalties for 70 yards. But hey, we won. A win is a win. So Duval, thank you for that. I will say this, Johnny, about the season, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this. At the end of the day, I used to think to myself, this coming season, it's going to be all about what can the defense do to help this high-powered offense. Now, 3 games in with the Jaguars, the defense has played well better than expected. It's Trevor Lawrence in this offense that's letting us down. Yes. And that's the real story here.
Yeah, watching that game, you saw that Jacksonville's defense is the real deal. It's a good defense. They have a good defense. And that was a bigger question mark than the offense. And Trevor Lawrence looked terrible. We give so much crap for C.J. Stroud on how like he's fallen off. Bro, they were playing against each other.
Right.
It was a mirror. They were both terrible. It's just that Jacksonville's defense won that game.
There is a stat out there, and to your point, because I agree with you that I'm very high on, very critical, I should say, of Trevor Lawrence as well. I will say this, Johnny, after 3 games, we have a 13% drop rate. We're ranked 32nd in the league. So that is something else to address, which begs the question going back to Travis Hunter, because I am here, Florida Man Football. I'm on Travis Hunter watch. 3 games in. Are you happy with what you're seeing out of Travis Hunter?
I'm happy with Travis Hunter. I'm fine with Travis Hunter. I mean,
you're happy with 1 catch?
You're thing is that, dude, your expectations were way too high. Like, now it's not even. Let me correct it. It's not expectations are too high. The coaches are not utilizing them the way they need to. They need to go ahead and take off the kid gloves. Just go ahead and let him loose. Let him play and do his thing. And they're not. So I'm not blaming the kid because they have a package here, a package there for him. They're not really using him the way that you can't. Play scared. Scared money don't make money. It's not going to work. Just go ahead and let him loose. You gave up the picks. You moved up to get him at number 2. Just use him the way they use him in Colorado. Okay, you might as well. Just go and see what happens because offensively, they need some damn help. Trevor Lawrence needs all the help he can get. I mean, but still, the passes he was throwing, Chris, the passes he was throwing, his wide open receivers just looked horrible, looks lost in the pocket, doesn't know what's going on. All in all, the biggest disappointment for me was Trevor Lawrence.
This is Florida Man Football, and again, a lot to digest here, Florida Man Football, where we want to talk a little bit more in depth about each position, each player, because I could dissect Thomas Jr.'s abilities. I could track how
it all falls on Trevor Lawrence.
I will say this, because I am on that Travis Hunter watch, Johnny. I'll finish with Jacksonville in this. Mason Graham, you know that was the person that I wanted us to pick. That's the person that we essentially went to Cleveland. The guy, the average defensive tackle pressure is 9%. That's a very good average. Mason Graham, last week 3, he was 43% pass rush win rate. It's absolutely insane. And so I'm just saying, like, again, I know it's very early, folks.
Yeah.
We are Jacksonville here fans, and I'm kind of hurt right now.
Listen, I'm happy for the win. We got the win.
Right. The win fixes everything.
You got the win, but there's glaring issues with the Jacksonville offense. Moving on, Chris, the Miami Dolphins went ahead and played against the Buffalo Bills. We saw what happened here. It was a good game, close game, but ultimately they lost. What's your takeaway from the game?
This is exactly what I love about football and what I hate about people that don't know ball, right? And I'm not talking about you right now. I'm not talking to you at all. I'm saying, like you said, it was a close game. If you watched that game, it wasn't a close game. It was a team that was playing on full tilt versus a team that knew what they were doing. And so the game was close per se, but you knew who was going to win. And I'm just telling you right now, Johnny, the first half of the game, it really pisses me off at this point. You can only get one good 10-yard pass by Tua. The rest are high lobs to your running back throws. People can get hurt with those type of passes. And so I'm tired of it, man. I knew from the beginning that the Bills were going to win this game. I had no doubt that they were going to win this game. And this is Lob City. So, I know we haven't heard it yet. We already heard that Russell Wilson's getting benched, that Dart starting in New York. I want to see if our coach can just have the cojones at this point to make a move like I said they should have done. And this game just proved me right. So yeah, now we lose, more questions than answers, but we scored 21 points. I'll leave it at this. We scored 21 points. Not because of Tua, in spite of Tua.
Oh, give me a break. It
almost makes me wonder how good we can do if we had a dynamic quarterback. We got dynamic receivers. We got dynamic running backs.
You can't just create one out of thin air, Chris.
Folks? Where's the quarterback?
You can't just create one out of thin air, okay? They went ahead and Jackson Dart's going to get his shot. They drafted him. They're going to give him a shot here. But with Miami, dude, Tua's not going anywhere. He is not going anywhere. As much as you want him to go, the dude is guaranteed like $54 million next year. Okay, he's not going anywhere this year or next year. He's not. They're not going to take that hit. They're not going to cut him. It's not. They're going to figure it out. I get it. It's difficult for a coach to go ahead and have a game plan set up where you can't have any quarterback run plays. You have a guy who's not stepping into the pocket. He's just, as a lefty, scrambling to the left. It's nonstop, backing up, scrambling. So those are the issues. Tua is guaranteed, dude, you're guaranteed your money. Step into the pocket, start running, and play football. If you get hit and another bad thing, your career's over, but you're still guaranteed that $56 million next year, you're set. Stop playing the scared guardian cap style football. It's not working for Miami.
The last thing I'll say about Miami, and then because again, like I said, this is Florida Man football. We could dissect this till we're blue in the face, but I do want to get your take on this. And I want to say this to the fans, the fins up fans out there. Listen, man, I get it. You watch the fourth quarter, you're like, oh, if it wasn't for what happened during that field goal, turn everything around. No, I don't want you to blame things on that anymore. It's time for us to use our brains.
That was a big problem. Right?
At the end of the day, it's that we don't have the right quarterback. So the question I have now for you, Johnny Cinco, is they're going to Dart to see what's going to happen there. He's trying to save his job. At this point, Johnny, where the Dolphins are right now, and it's an honest question, you did draft Ears. You did draft him, right?
Okay.
So if it's going to be Tankathon, if it is what it is anyways, why not see what you have in that kid? Because just like Dart, he was also drafted. I've been a little bit lower.
Yeah, he wasn't drafted in the first round.
No, he was a lot lower. I know.
So,
but why not?
No, because you have so much money tied into this guy.
Because you're not City.
You can get away with that with Russell Wilson, who's making $15 and an extra value meal in his contract. So still, it's not going to work with Tua. It's just not going to happen. He's owed money this year. Next year, stupid money. It's just not going to. You're going to go ahead and try to figure out the best you can. He's tied with McDaniels. They're tied together. So if they end up firing him, he's still going to be the guy. Even with the next coach next year, he's still going to be the guy for that year at least before you start contemplating, all right, let's move on, let's figure something out. Too much money is owed. It's not going to happen. We thought Kirk Cousins was a lot of money, but no, it's essentially double what Kirk Cousins is making. So no, they're not going to go ahead and get rid of Tua.
We'll agree to disagree because I'm just not a Tua fan.
I know, but really that for some reason, block punt was the reason Miami lost the game. He had no reason to go ahead and try to block the punt. What are you even trying to block the punt for?
It was all under control. There's games like the Super Bowl game with the Patriots. When I saw the game and the Falcons were up by so much points, and I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, everybody's getting something else. I see the Patriots coming back, and Lord knows I am not a Patriot fan. It's games that when you watch the games, when you watch the flow, you're like, the Bills are going to win this game, and I knew that in the first quarter.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's your bias, your hate for Tua speaking to where you're kind of like, you're calling him beforehand. So for me, it's like we've watched plenty of ball to where a team is in control. We saw a couple games this Sunday where a team was in control totally for 3.5 quarters, and then somehow something's happened. We've seen plenty of it. Let's
talk about it.
So we've seen plenty of games where, but Miami was in it. They were hanging in there. They were taking the blows. They were back and forth. They finally got the defensive stop to go ahead and at least try to take the lead and do something. And this moron, for some reason, it wasn't a punt block, goes for the punt block and obviously roughing the kicker. And then Buffalo goes down and scores a touchdown.
Shakir scores.
It changed everything.
This is Florida man football. This is why you're always going to get two perspectives. So I'm here for it. That's fine. I want the smoke. But at the end of the day, I'm here to rip the Band-Aid for you. Miami Dolphin fans, we don't need to keep clinging on to, well, this is why we need to keep Tua. Rip the Band-Aid and move on.
Well, you're going to keep for another 2 years, Chris. But moving on to our final Florida team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There was some schmuck I know that went to that game. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
No. Okay.
I have no idea.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they went ahead and pulled off a miracle win against the Jersey Jets. Nobody saw that coming. Unbelievable. What's your takeaway from the game?
Man, Florida man football, so you were on your
Were you sober enough to kind of give a, because you were at the game pretty?
You saw the score. The Jets went up early. At one point, the Jets were up 6-3. And going back to my point, with Miami, you knew that the Bucs were going to win this game. There was no doubt about it.
This is the Jersey Jets, bro.
Even when. And you know what? Let me back up. Listen to this. I said prior going to this game, Jonny Cinco, I said at the end of the day, this is going to show us who the Bucs are. We need to establish a game where we can win. We can win dominantly and without question, especially against a team with a backup quarterback. And even though at the very end of the fourth quarter, they had a 1-point lead and we won with a field goal, this was still that game. I'm going to say that again. Even with all of that, this was still that game. Because, again, from the beginning, I knew the Bucs were going to win. I was there at the game, like Johnny wanted to point out. And at the end of the day, when you're watching this game...
I didn't say you. I said some idiot.
And you know ball, you know that the Bucs were going to win this game, despite what the referees were doing with Lazard's touchdown, which was complete BS.
You knew the Bucs were going to win.
Oh, 100%.
Yes, of course you did. Because you're a Bucs fan.
Despite the fact that Abuka's third down pass that was a catch at the 20-yard line was null and void. Despite all of that, despite all of that, I knew the Bucs were going to win this game. And do you want to know why, Johnny Cinco, the Bucs? I'm going to tell you why.
Thank you for asking and answering your question.
We're going to win this game.
Go for it.
Because Baker Mayfield and for me, if you drafted McLaughlin, my BFF, Chase McLaughlin, my kicker and my fantasy team. My man goes 5 for 5. 5 for 6 because of the blocked field goal. But 5 for 5. And just the fortitude that Baker Mayfield has going down the field for the third time in a row. Go Bucs. I was going to say a bad word, but I'm not.
No.
Go Bucs. This is a game that we did win, that we won the right way, that we deserve to win. And I'm going to tell you something, Johnny. I don't care what nobody says. This was a game that we dominated from beginning to end, despite what the refs and despite what the score says.
That's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan talking right there. Of course, I called that, joked about it. It's an easy pick. The Bucs are a better team. The Bucs are, one of the top teams in the NFL. I called them to go to the NFC Championship. They're looking great. They continue to look great. But they were in control of the game. But yes, they let a couple things get away from them. The refs didn't help them. But still, Baker Mayfield wasn't going to let this team lose. Not to the damn Jets. So it wasn't going to happen. I did enjoy the game. I did enjoy a couple things there. Of course, you're crying conspiracy theory that they almost took it away from you, but it wasn't going to happen. But I think it wasn't going to happen because exactly what you said, Baker Mayfield's the truth.
I always want both perspectives, Johnny. So I do want your perspective on the Lazard catch. Was that a real catch, yes or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
There you go.
No, but we've seen things. The famous Des Bryant catch, the touchdown that was ruled not a touchdown. There's always things in play where it's kind of, but brings up another topic that we've kind of discussed a little bit off air. Guys, when we talked about it when it happened, that if you're going to go ahead and bring in betting, sports betting into professional sports, you're going to see some shenanigans. You're going to see some nonsense.
Right.
And my God, if we continue to see, and I don't care, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but some certain things are so clear as day to where it's kind of like prop bets, certain things in place where you got over, under on yards and certain things. And whether players are in on it, which they definitely, some of them are, the NFL, there's certain things in play that don't make any sense if it doesn't involve betting, doesn't involve anything else here. So those type of things, I agree, they play into it. So
and John, I'm glad you said that, man. And honestly, when we start talking about the records and the picks for next week, we'll talk a little bit more about that because that has a lot to do with it. You're actually absolutely right for once. Now, before we go any further, Johnny Cinco, that's what happened with our Florida teams. Tell me around the league. Any takeaways, anything that just hit you over the last week?
The main thing that took away from me is the power rankings completely shifted. So you saw everything kind of happen. We saw the amazing games. I mean, I can get into the Eagles-Rams game. I can get into, we talked about, of course, the Bucs game. But there's so many games that were outstanding. But my top 5 have adjusted here. Number 5, I have to give it up to the Indianapolis Colts. Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones is the real deal. And this offense, any quarterback goes to Minnesota for a year, you go. That's the training camp for washed-up quarterbacks. Once you leave there, you come back the truth.
Did you just say Danny Dimes is the truth? Indiana Jones is the truth?
Listen, in this offense,
just 3 games?
Yeah, he is. Okay,
I want to give him credit.
Okay, okay. He's right now after week 3, he's the MVP favorite right now. He's the MVP favorite right now.
Oh my God.
The guy's throwing for almost 300 yards. He's 3-0, leading this offense. Yeah, he's the truth. So I'm not going to go. You can hate him all you want. You lead the Giants, see what happens there. Okay. Number 4 is the Chargers. Chargers I have, of course, I've been talking about the number 3 team in the AFC. They're moving up here. The number 4 overall in the NFL. Herbert looks amazing, made some amazing plays in that game. Respect to him. Number 3, I have our Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Power ranking number 3. Tampa still, after everything that happened, everything that's going down, I still have fools trying to tell me that the Lions, who look good, they've had a great game against the Ravens, oh no, they need to be ranked again. No, Tampa is 3-0. They've come back. They look so good. It's about being clutch. It's not always about dominating.
You want me to accept that fantasy trade?
No.
What you want me to do?
It's not always about dominating. It's can you win close games? Can you win a game in the line, 2-minute drill? Can you get? And we've seen it over and over and over again. So no, Tampa has a couple things they want to clean up. Number 3 in power rankings for me. Number 2, Buffalo Bills. The Bills are still Josh Allen. This team is poised to be in the AFC Championship and finally get over that hump to get into the Super Bowl. And number 1 for me, of course, is the Philadelphia Eagles. I have to give it to them. They are the champs, and they're undefeated. They won a crazy game, but that game, they still executed when they needed to. They could have lost the game. They did a great special teams. Every aspect of that team, there's certain things people want to hate on. They're 3-0. And they're the Super Bowl champs. They're the defending champs here, so they're number 1 for me.
If you got the Bucs up there, I commend you too for obviously having the Philadelphia Eagles there because they have kind of something similar in common. That is that they find ways to win, whether that's the tush push or whatever. So I totally agree with you there. My question for you is because we do have some Lions fans that comment on X or message from time to time, or they're just Chris, and they're going to want to know if they're not in the top 5, what number are they?
7.
Okay, that's after the win with the Ravens.
Yeah, so listen, I get it. They're there. They got beat. They got beat pretty bad. All right, so I don't want to hear like they got dominated by the Packers. Packers, I know they had a rough game.
Cleveland,
tough. That's a trap game that I warned about last episode. This is a trap game. It could be interesting, and it was. And still, the Packers lost because LaFleur played a little soft, a little too easy. They should have went and tried it for a touchdown. He went ahead no, I'm going to go ahead and take a knee and relax and try to get a field goal. That's not a given. You can't just assume you're going to get the field goal. They did it, and the Browns, hey, respect them. They did their job. And still, at the end of the day, no, the Lions are a great team. I'm not taking it away from them. Some calls, the 4th and 2 was a crazy call. They were 2 for 2 on 4th down. But those are the same calls that bite them in the ass in the playoffs.
And Joe Flacco gets to save his job for another week because they won against the Green Bay Packers.
I mean, I was kind of hoping
he gets to save his job.
Listen, for me, I was kind of hoping they lose again. I don't hate Flacco. But I want to see Sanders. I want to see the kid from Oregon. I want to see something. Like you got Dylan Gabriel. So I want to see somebody else. Flacco, you won a Super Bowl. I've seen enough of you, Flacco. I respect you. You're a good quarterback.
Super Bowl
respect.
Yeah.
But I've seen enough of you. I want to see some of these kids and see what they can do on that.
Florida Man Football. And if you're just tuning in and you actually are an avid watcher, thank you for watching. You already know that him and I go back and forth when it comes to picks. And I think Jonny Cinco nailed it on the head. He barely does. So you got to give him credit when it's due.
Okay.
And that is that gambling is in the NBA, NFL, all sports at this point. It's just predominantly an invasion of gambling. And so that kind of skews games. So now Florida Man Football has taken that into account. This last week, we went 500. But taking the gambling into account, we're going to improve. So with that being said, Jonny Cinco, you ready?
So that's why we have to kind of just try to make some adjustments. And sometimes we're making our picks to where we have to kind of add the gambling aspect of it. Like, all right, what are the favorite, what are the point spread? And we'll go from there. That's what I'm taking here, guys.
But we're going
That's what I'm going to, guys.
Right.
So don't worry, I got you covered. I won 11-5 on my week. Now we're going to go ahead and 12 and it was 12-5, right? No, 11-5, 16 games.
Well,
11-5.
It was week 2, so it was a little fruit.
So,
Nevertheless, here we go. Do you want the Florida teams first? Or you want to just go down the line?
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Go down the line?
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Thursday Night Football. It's going to be the Battle of the Birds, Seahawks and Cardinals. Jonny Cinco, Cardinals are at home. I want to remind you that the Seahawks are 1-0 on the road, and the Cardinals, of course, are 1-0 as well.
That means nothing.
I'm just saying.
I get it. A game like this, evenly matched game. You're looking at everything else here. Now, your boy's injured, out for the year. You know, like Connors is gone. Can his back, was it Benson? Can he really go ahead and be the guy that's going to go and take the helm and kind of really do everything they need to do? No, he can't do it. The Seahawks are going to go ahead and win this game on the road and win this here, and Connors cries.
Birds win. Moving on to the Sunday buffet, Jonny Cinco. Let's start with the Vikings and the Steelers again.
It goes to show you how Chris doesn't listen to anything I say.
What are you talking about?
Seahawks are winning this game, not the Birds. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying that.
They're both birds.
No, but one's more of a bird.
Oh. They're both birds. What the hell are you talking about? Vikings and Steelers, Jonny Cinco. Both teams are 2-1. It's a bird. Both teams are 2-1. Minnesota is expected to win on the road, which is crazy, at -2.5. Well, that to me is crazy, that spread, Johnny. Steelers are at home, and I feel like if anyone is the stock market, is Aaron Rodgers. The way that he plays, who's winning this one?
No, I would tend to lean towards Pittsburgh if they were actually playing in Pittsburgh, but Chris forgets this is the Dublin game. They're playing in Dublin.
Steelers the home team.
Yes, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all.
It matters.
In a game of Dublins, he's from Ireland, and while the Vikings are traditionally not from Ireland, they're closer. Their ancestry is closer to Ireland than the damn Steelers.
Oh my God.
So no, based on that alone, the Minnesota Vikings are winning this game.
I'm glad that there's true logic, a real theory, and real brains going into that concept. Vikings win that game. Let's talk about a little bit back into the US of A. You got the Commanders and the Falcons, Jonny Cinco. What's funny about this one, talking about games and matches, 0-1 on the road. Falcons are 0-1 at home. Something's going to have to change here. Washington is projected to win this game. We still don't know. We still don't know if Kirk Cousins is going to go ahead and take the reins after Penix got benched.
Yeah.
Who's winning this game?
Now, looking at this on paper, I automatically started thinking that the Commanders are going to win this game. If I knew Jaden Daniels was going to play, I was still kind of lean towards that. I don't think he's going to play. So I have to make my call based on the information I have here today. Yep. And the fact that Kirk Cousins is going to be back starting for the Falcons. He's going to take revenge on his old team. He's going to smack him aside the head. Falcons are beating the Commanders.
I love the pick, Jonny Cinco, and I'm going to just double down on this and add that if Raheem Morris has any common sense, brains, if he has any brains, that's exactly what you do. You put Kirk Cousins against the Commanders, and you try to right your ship. So I love that call.
I expect him to. He hasn't announced it,
right?
But I expect him to, because if this moron doesn't make that call, one, he's an idiot. The Falcons, we can talk all day, and we bashed on Belichick plenty, but this shows like you went with Raheem Morris over Bill Belichick, and this is what you get. You get this nonsense. If he makes this call and Penix has another doo-doo game, that dude has to be fired. You got to go ahead and get rid of this coach. Just move on from freaking Raheem Morris. Just go with that. If he doesn't, but I'm assuming he's not a complete idiot. He's going to start Kirk Cousins.
Since we're talking about a little bit about how these games sometimes get weighed by the money, allegedly nothing. Everything is on the up and up, folks. Everything is beautiful and normal. But now you've got the Saints and the Bills. The Bills are at home, of course, 2-0. Johnny Cinco taking on the Saints. The spread says Buffalo 16.5. That's how bad this game is going to be. Is it better to play a scratch off or to take the Saints in this game? What's going on here?
No, I mean, that's 16 points. If 16 points is hard not to take. If I was calling it on points, honestly, I would take the Saints on this because 16 points is insane. 10 points is a lot in the NFL. You're giving 16 points. My God, but no. I'm sorry. We look at certain games and you think about trap games, certain things. And I saw Cleveland last week against Green Bay as a trap game. The Bills are not losing this game. If they lose this game, then they're going to lose based on some gambling nonsense, I'm sure, but still no. Bills are going to win this game. They're just so much better than the Saints. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Not enough said. Browns and Lions, Johnny Cinco, we saw the Browns pull that upset against Green Bay. You got the Lions that also pulled a bit of their own upset because everybody had the Ravens winning that game. Yeah. Then the Lions are, of course, now on a short week then, right?
Yes.
So you got the Lions at home. Who's winning this game?
They're playing in Detroit. Cleveland is a tough place to play. The defense is solid. Joe Flacco still consistent on that, but still, I have to give it to the home team, Detroit. Listen, they went against the juggernaut and the Ravens. The Ravens are 1-2. They're still an outstanding team. They're still nobody blinks at them being 1-2. Most people would rather be the Ravens at 1-2 than San Francisco at 3-0. So still, I'm not going to go ahead and sweat it too much. The Lions are going to win this game.
Lions win at home. Money line says 8.5, so you can't go wrong there. No. Panthers and Patriots, Johnny Cinco, the Patriots did disappoint me. I just want to let you know that you're a huge disappointment. I just want to let you know. But they are at home, where they're 0-2, looking for their first home win in the Panthers.
I like how you say they're at home. They're 0-2.
Yeah, they are at home. The Panthers are 0-2 on the road.
Yeah,
and the Panthers did just win as well.
Yeah.
Spread says New England 5.5, minus 5.5. Who's winning this game?
I mean, the home field advantage in New England doesn't really exist anymore. It really doesn't. The days of Belichick and Brady, those days at your home, you can almost, it's going to be a win. It's going to happen. They don't lose, especially later on in the year, no matter where they play in December, November, the Patriots don't lose. Those days are over. But you look at the Panthers, who came off, 30-0 against the Falcons. But Raheem Morris is terrible. And so for me, regardless, the Patriots are a better team than the Panthers. And even though that the Panthers had a great game, that's an outlier. That's against the Falcons. Actually, the Patriots will win this game.
I just want to go on the record that after what the Patriots did to me, this is I want to root for the Panthers so bad, but I'm going to follow along with the Patriots. Chargers and Giants, Johnny Cinco. We already know the shift. Dart is coming in. He is your QB1, and at home, right, where they're 0-1 at home. Chargers are 1-0 on the road because they're undefeated. Who is winning this game?
The Giants made a huge mistake, not by switching the quarterback, but by switching their quarterback to the rookie against one of the best defenses in football. Like, for me, I expected them, if you're going to make a change, and I get it, Russell Wilson looked bad, get Jameis in there. Get Jameis in there against the Chargers. Go ahead and bring the rookie next week. But no, they want to get... This is going to be a bloodbath. The Chargers are winning this game against the Jersey Giants. It's going to be horrendous. If they're available there, please, they're not going to be. Pick up the Chargers defense. Chargers defense is going to go ahead and score some points.
So hold on. Flag on the play.
Okay.
So you're saying that the Chargers, there's nothing to be said about Dart, and the offensive power being shifted with Neighbors and that being at home. Now I will say this, maybe we can agree on this. You know why they did Dart, right? Because if they would have gone Winston, the coach would have been fired. So he wasn't going to last another game, and that's why Dart's out. I mean, let's be real. Right?
No, I'm sure ownership has something to do with it, but at the end of the day, you're trying to win football games. So if you had went with Jameis and lost the game, yes, that's a problem. They're going to been, but you have a better chance to win with Jameis Winston. That guy can throw 5 touchdown passes. He might throw 5 picks, but he can throw 5 touchdown passes. He can actually lead an offense. Jackson Dart can't. He's going to be a deer in headlights. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Let's go Dart. Chargers win.
Oh, here's the game. Here's the game
Game of the week, folks. 1 p.m. Eagles Falcons. Eagles Bucs.
How dare you?
I saw a bird and I said Falcons. Eagles Bucs. Both teams are 3-0, Johnny Cinco. It says Philly minus 3.5. Really think this through. Search your heart. You know the way. Who's winning this game?
Here? No, I mean, looking at this, I have the
You know
power,
it to be true.
power rankings. I have Eagles in 1. I have the Bucs at 3. They're both 3-0. They're playing in Tampa. Now, Tampa does have a home field advantage. Same way Philadelphia. And so I'm looking at those things. If this was Philly or I would kind of lean towards that way. But just being home for the Bucs, I mean, Evans is out. Evans is not going to be playing this game. Now, I really would have loved to know right now if Godwin is a possibility he's going to play, start this week. I really want to know.
No. I was not fine. Can I talk, sir? Can I talk, sir?
Okay.
There's an 86% chance that Godwin plays.
Bucs are going to win. Bucs are winning this game because this moron just told me that an 86% chance if Godwin doesn't play, I'm going to freaking punch you in the face. But, I mean, honestly, for me, there's nothing that Philly has done overwhelmingly well. That tush push helped them get 1 or 2 victories there, and now the NFL's really hammering down, saying, yeah, you're not going to get away with this offsides nonsense, this false start nonsense you're doing all the time. Now they're going to do it occasionally, but not like they did against Kansas City. They should have lost that game.
Can I ask you a question? Be real with me.
Okay.
Had I not told you that, would you still pick the Bucs?
Yes, because of just what I just said. The Eagles. Listen, they're the number 1 power ranking. They're the defending champs. They haven't lost yet. But I really like everything I see from Tampa. And honestly, I like Baker Mayfield more than Jalen Hurts. So I'm just begging, please, the Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense, that run defense needs to show up.
It's going to be unanimous here, Florida Man football. You know, I'm taking the Bucs too as well. But I just want to throw out there that I am a little scared, Johnny Cinco, that Mayfield, he's had a couple saved interceptions, let's call them that, and he has yet to throw one. And I'm just so freaking scared about that. But I'm so happy you picked the Bucs at home.
I'm not, because the secondary for Philadelphia isn't anything to write home about. You know, so they're not an amazing secondary, not anything going on there. So I'm looking at both teams. I'm looking at the strengths and their weaknesses. And after looking at everything, I still see the Bucs coming up on top.
We talked about 2 teams that are 3-0, Johnny Cinco. Let's go the other way here. 2 teams that are 0-3, the game that you probably don't want to watch.
Yeah.
You got the Titans and Texans. Texans are at home, obviously at 0-3. It doesn't matter, but somebody's got to win this game in the division. Who's winning this one?
Looking at both things here, I'm not a fan of Cam Ward. I wasn't a fan of Cam Ward being number 1 overall pick. He just ended up being as a weak draft for quarterbacks, and ended up being that he's the guy that just fell to it.
Already? Ready to talk about that now?
He just wasn't the guy. He wasn't the guy coming in. He's still not the guy coming. And C.J. Stroud's been struggling big time, but still, I'm going to take C.J. at home against a struggling Tennessee Titans team. Houston Texans win.
Enough said. Johnny Cinco, we've got the 4:00 bash here where the Colts and the Rams.
Rams are a good game.
Rams are undefeated at home, but they are 2-1. The Colts are 3-0. You've got Indiana Jones on the road. Los Angeles Rams minus 3.5. Who is winning this game?
And the Rams should be 3-0. The Rams, the Rams look so good. As long as Matthew Stafford stays healthy, they have a legitimate shot to kind of get to the NFC Championship. So it's going to be very interesting with the Rams. The Colts, it's going to come on this. If the Colts pull this off, I needed to admit that Daniel Jones is the truth, that he's still, if he has the type of game I think he can have, Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the league right now. So he's going crazy. The defense for the Indianapolis Colts is solid, but everything with the Rams is on point. This is the toughest game to call. And when I have tough games like this, I look at, see, home teams have that extra little edge. You kind of see it there.
Flip a coin.
But I believe in Danny Dimes. And Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones, is going to show you guys and show you the deal that, no, they are the real deal. 4-0 against an elite squad. The Colts are winning. Maybe it's the booze talking, but Colts are winning.
Okay. Hey, guys, bet your mortgage on it, but it's the booze talking.
I didn't say that.
But listen, I'm gonna say, wow.
You say what?
I'm gonna say this, and to your point about earlier, I didn't want to have, because already people are talking about MVP because they're 3-0, and for me, Johnny, this was the kind of game that I wanted to see. So to your point, if the Colts do win, this is when you can start talking and having the conversation about being that kind of person. For right now, where I want to put Danny Dimes, I kind of want to put him in the Baker Mayfield conversation, in the sense that here's a quarterback that needed to be with the right place, with the right team, with the right home, to have the right relationship, and now he's a top quarterback in the of course, Taylor benefits from that when you have the right quarterback at the helm. So,
Yeah.
but again, conversation for another day. Pick the Colts. Let's go. Let's move on to the Jaguars. Duval, baby, against the Niners at home. Talking about undefeated teams. The Niners are undefeated at home. Jags got that W. We already talked about it. Who's winning this game?
I mean, this is going to be a tough game. I mean, Mac Jones was on the Jags last year, so Mac Jones was there. He was, the backup. He's familiar with our players, but this is a whole new offense, whole new coaching system.
Right.
So you have to think, how familiar are you really? So looking at everything at home, the 49ers is still like their backup's still there. It's
they're finding ways to win. It's crazy the way that they're finding ways to win.
The worst 3-0 team. I can't believe it there. But
wow.
Can Jacksonville, can Trevor Lawrence actually show up? Can he actually be the guy we expect him to be? No. 49ers will win this game. Until you show me something, Trevor Lawrence, you look so horrible in that win. That win that your defense got you. Now, Bosa's gone for the year. We know that he's not going to have that pass rush there. So I'm looking at all things. I understand all that. I do not care. Still, Trevor Lawrence looked that bad. So, listen, I'm glad they have the two wins. But coming into the year, we were talking about, what are we doing? Like, Jacksonville, you need to kind of show me something to kind of like, okay, I see things kind of working, but they haven't. The offense is non-existent. Defense is solid. So you're expecting the defense to win you another game on the road, on the West Coast? No, Niners are winning.
This kind of goes back a little bit to the conversation we were having earlier as far as being, a win fixes everything and you're 2-1. So what do you do now? And it's going to hurt if we do go down to 2-2. But hey, the consensus is the 49ers are going to be 4-0. So to the fans like Lewis, what are you going to tell them since their team is going to be undefeated at 4-0?
Well, it's a fake 4-0. It's enjoy the 4-0, then you're gonna lose 12 straight. Go ahead.
Moving on to the Ravens and the Chiefs. Florida man football. Let's go. Ravens and Chiefs, Johnny Cinco, where the Chiefs did what they needed to do, as we like to say here, and they got the W, got themselves on track. Are they fully back on track? Because now you get the Ravens. They're both 1-2. Both teams are desperate for a win here. I don't care the fact the Chiefs are at home. This is going to be one of those desperate games. Who's winning this game?
Bro, the Chiefs, I said before the season that somebody is going to fall off, always do, and it's going to be the Chiefs this year. And so they won, 22-9 against the Jersey Giants, a horrible Giants team. And the offense looked terrible. They still irked out a win. Trevor Lawrence, Russell Wilson, the same. I guess they look the same. He could have pulled out a win, could have done some things, but he didn't. So this was more the Giants losing the game than Kansas City winning the game. So the Kansas City Chiefs are not the juggernaut that they once were. Yes, they still have some key players, but one of these two teams are going to leave this game 1-3. It is not going to be the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow.
Baltimore Ravens are winning this game. Chiefs are losing.
Pretenders and contenders, folks. Moving on to our last 4:00 game, Johnny Cinco, where the Bears and the Raiders, talking about another pair of 1-2 teams. The Bears got a win finally, got in the win column. The Raiders are still the hubbard of the NFL, but they are at home where they're 0-1. Who is winning this game?
Everybody looks good against the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, so yes, they did. The Bears look good. Caleb Williams looks good. I hate him because I lost this week in fantasy football, specifically because he just went off, because the Dallas Cowboys don't know how to play defense. They play flag football.
You're very emotional.
So, in this particular game, Pete Carroll and the Raiders, Geno Smith, they're going to go ahead and pull out the win. They're going to win this game against the Bears. That game, like I mentioned previously, with another team there, it's an outlier. It's fine. Caleb Williams isn't having back-to-back great games. He's not. He has a nail appointment. He has a couple of things happening there. It's not happening back-to-back. That's not the real Caleb Williams. That just happened to be against the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody looks good against Dallas Cowboys. Against the Raiders are winning.
Just because you insulted, and we'll take the Raiders here for consensus, but just because you insulted the Cowboys, talking about the Cowboys, they're next. But they kind of have to redeem themselves, Johnny Cinco. So now I need you to get your bias out of the way and look at the perspective where Green Bay is only -6.5. They're traveling, and the Cowboys are undefeated at home. They're undefeated at 1-0. Who's winning this game?
I mean, I know you've seen what every quarterback has done to this defense here. So I'm expecting Jordan Love to have an outstanding game against this horrendous Dallas Cowboys defense.
Even though they lost to Cleveland?
So, yes, Cleveland, that's still against Myles Garrett and that defense. It's a significantly better team, a better coach team. It's a team that actually knows what they're doing. But when you have the Cowboys who are, like I mentioned earlier, who are playing flag football, when everybody's playing pro football, the end results cannot be good for the Cowboys. Packers are winning.
Let's go. Let's talk about the Monday night slate that everyone's talking about. We got two Monday night special games, so they got to be creme de la creme, right? Wrong. You've got the 0-3 Jets and the 0-3 Dolphins starting Monday Night Football, Johnny Cinco.
Yeah.
Our Dolphins 0-3. So despite what I think about Tua, the conversation we had earlier, Florida Man Football, Johnny, who is winning this game?
Tua's going to light it up this game. I have Tua as my secondary quarterback on my team. I would start him if it wasn't Jordan Love, who's my primary, going against the Cowboys.
Wow.
So Tua is going to have an outstanding game because the Jets are terrible. Yes, they get some fluke, touchdowns here and there. Now, Justin Fields hasn't been confirmed if he's playing or not.
He's playing.
Has it been confirmed?
Yeah.
Is that your 86% or
No,
it's been
it's
done?
99%.
Is this confirmed?
I mean, he's already projected points. He's already playing.
Okay.
He already practiced today, so he's 99% playing, yeah.
Dolphins are still going to win. At the end of the day,
Wow.
Dolphins are winning. They're in Miami.
Wow.
I like them at home. They looked really good at points against a significantly better team in Buffalo. You're hating on them. A couple things now. We saw the horrendous pick that Tua did where he could have tied the game, but ultimately they lost that game off a bonehead play and special teams. That's how they lost the game.
The lob pass BS that he can't throw over 10 yards.
Listen,
whatever, man.
Okay,
You should have brought it up.
okay, a couple years ago, he was the most accurate quarterback in the NFL. He's still very accurate. He's still good. And I think he finally understood that you're going to go ahead and you have to ball out. You have to stop being so worried about, let me not get hurt or whatever. I think it's more the coach protecting him. Tua, being Samoan, being the tough dude that I know that he is, they're protecting him like, dude, just ball out, do your thing. Do your game, run, do whatever you're going to do. If you get knocked out, you get knocked out, but at least you went out swinging. So, but still, at the end of the day, I think the Miami Dolphins are winning this game against the Jersey Jets.
Going out swinging.
Go out swinging. What's $54 million?
Yeah.
It works out.
Consensus, we're taking Dolphins to win. Fins up, baby. Let's go. Last game, Johnny Cinco, Florida Man Football, streaming on major platforms. Last game on the slate at 8:15, Monday Night Football. You got the Bengals, the Broncos. Broncos are 1-0 at home.
Yeah.
Who's winning this game?
I mean, this was supposed to be a good game. It really was supposed to be a good game. I like how you kind of set it up, try to convince me to otherwise. I don't know why.
I'm trying.
We saw what the Bengals look like without Burrow. So, no, the Broncos have a really good defense. They're going against a terrible quarterback. And honestly, they really need to start thinking. The Bengals really need to start thinking of making a phone call for Kirk Cousins, making a phone call for one of those Browns quarterbacks. I don't care. They have to make a change. This guy isn't it. Burrow's going to be out for 3 months. You have an elite offense, a subpar defense. You built this whole team on having an elite offense, understanding your defense is going to be trashed. You need a quality quarterback. This guy isn't it. The Broncos are going to smash the Bengals.
Those are the consensus 100% Florida Man Football picks for Week 4. Let's go. You heard it here. Now, Johnny Cinco.
Yeah.
We can't wrap up an episode of Florida Man Football without talking fantasy football.
Okay.
So you tell me, man, where do we want to start here for the fans? Do we want to start with the who to pick up, or do we want to start with a top pick?
It's just general conversation that I want to have discussing it. Obviously, we see Connors is gone,
right?
But you start thinking about his backup. He's taken. Unless you're playing in a horrendous league,
right?
Trey Benson is taken. He's not there. Scatterbro for the Giants. Come on, he's not available.
No,
so
Scatterbro.
Yes, Scatterbro.
Yeah,
Scatterbro.
Yeah. The one time that I can't help, give it to me. I mispronounce everything.
So at the end of the day, it's just I want guys to kind of look and see who's available, what's going to happen. I do like Thornton. For the Kansas City Chiefs. Thornton had a really good game here. We still have Rice. He's going to be gone for a little while. Your boy...
He's playing.
Who?
My boy.
No, he's not playing.
He's going to play with a dislocated shoulder.
Dislocated shoulder. He's not playing. Worthy is not going to play.
Thank you.
So Worthy's not going to play there. So when you still have a team that is a pass-first team like the Kansas City Chiefs, Thornton is a good pickup. He's available.
Especially this game. I agree with you.
He's definitely available because nobody saw him coming. He had a good week, and they saw that he was looking for him. Kelsey is not the guy that he used to be. He's not. That's what happens when you decide to get married. Things go downhill. So when that happens, it's time to go ahead and move on. So Thornton, I will do like Thornton. You have anybody you like?
Well, for me, at the end of the day, when you have injuries, to your point, talking about the Cardinals, Cowboys also had their injuries with Lamb, so you got to look at Jalen Tolbert. At the end of the day, the guy's available on darn near every other league. The way that the Cowboys are, you can say whatever you want about their defense. Offensively, they still try to move the ball. They still try to pass the ball. So but they do it well. That's why the Cowboys have the number 1 tight end in fantasy football, and that's why Lamb was doing well. So Jalen Tolbert needs to be on your radar. If you're a hungry team that you need a little bit of depth or flex option, look for Jalen Tolbert.
Trey Tucker for the Raiders, I like him as well. He's available there. So it's something to, especially this upcoming week, I think he's going to get a lot of production. There's the Texans, have a lot of, action in their backfield there. So it's really any of the running backs right now with Mixon been out for a while there. It's
Well, to your point about Houston, I think that they're pivoting, right? I think that they realize that they're not getting what they want out of Chubb, which what do you expect from the poor guy? Freaking both knees blown out. Like at the end of the day, I'm very happy for what he did. But yes, you're absolutely right with Houston as well. I mean, until Mixon comes back.
I get it. I think right now, though, the fantasy-wise, defensively, I think if you're going against Dallas, you have to go ahead and have that defense. If you're going against the Bengals, you want to go and have that defense. If you're going against the Titans, you want to go and have that defense. So kind of look and see. Those are the guys. Those are the top defenses there, kind of looking to see who's in place. Those are the end of the day, defense isn't going to win you a championship for the most part, but it can win you a week. So it's something to consider. If you even have a solid defense, it's good to go ahead and kind of make those moves, pivot for a week, pick up a defense, get the win, and then move on from it. So Minnesota got me 32 points last week, outstanding. I don't expect them to go ahead and give me another 30-plus points, but they are the number 1 defense right now in fantasy football.
Better be lucky than good, but
so no, it's still the number 1, and there's outstanding defense here. But you want to hold on to them, but always going to kind of pivot and kind of move around a little bit there. But any other players you got for you, Chris?
No, I mean, you nailed it when you're talking about the Raiders, right? I had them as well as far as my list. So we're on the same page there. And look, ultimately for fantasy football, we are going to give you more content as the season goes on, Johnny. I do want to throw this at you, though.
Okay.
I do want to throw this at you. You know how ESPN, Yahoo, and all that, they do their projections as far as what quarterbacks, running backs are going to do, right? So I want to talk a little bit about the top 5 for 1 second. Let's talk about quarterbacks real quick here for football. Right. Now that Jaden Daniels is expected to play, he is projected to be the top 4 quarterback this week as far as projections. Okay, they're taking on Atlanta. They're at Atlanta. Do you think that Jaden Daniels is a top 5 fantasy option coming out of injury?
No. I mean, the main problem that we have when we're talking about the problem with having a quarterback that can run is that you have a quarterback that can run, because that's how injuries happen. That's always how it happens here. So, listen, I'm sorry. I told you who Jaden Daniels was, and he's Timu Jackson. He says, I'm sorry. He's just not the guy. He's not him. You have to know what you're doing, know how to do it, and he doesn't know yet. So I called him that. He gets injured, and now here we're dealing with it. So he's coming back a little more cautious, a little more scared. He's still going to make his runs. He's still young. He wants to make the play. But the coach, I'm sure, is going to be in his ear saying, no, throw the ball, yelling at him, much like Tua gets yelled at. So we're trying to avoid that issue. So the fact that they have him rated so high is ridiculous. He's not a top 5 fantasy option, in my opinion.
We're on the same page, Florida Man Football. I do have this week, just so we're on the same page. I've got Lamar Jackson at number 1, simply because they got to win that game against Kansas City, which you talked about earlier, picked them to win. I've got Patrick Mahomes at number 2 because they have to come from behind.
You got to have Josh Allen number 2, bro.
I have Josh Allen number 3, only because it's New Orleans, right? In other words, like it gets to a point where they're going to blow it out. I feel like, right? And so that's why I have number 3, and then to wrap it up, I've got Jalen Hurts against Tampa number 4. I've got Justin Herbert at number 5. The only person I'm kind of missing out is Baker Mayfield. Do you want to know why?
You're wrong. Go ahead.
You know why?
Why?
because I'm not ready to get hurt yet. I don't want him to throw an interception. That's like if I pick him, it's going to happen. If I bring Baker Mayfield in my top 5 free agents, available quarterbacks.
How do you have a top 5 fantasy quarterback this week?
Yes.
And not have Jordan Love?
Oh, it's easy.
He's going against the Cowboys. Every quarterback that has won against the Dallas Cowboys has produced a minimum of 25 points.
That's easy.
Like,
can I answer you?
Sure, because you're going against Jordan Love this week.
No, because when you play the Cleveland Browns and you lose to the Cleveland Browns, Jordan Love.
The Cleveland Brown defense is legit.
Is a complete head case for me because I actually do like the guy a lot. I can't believe he did that. I'm still hurt about that. Let's talk a little bit about the wide receivers.
And he owns them. He owns them as well.
We'll see what's going to happen. Let's talk about the wide receivers briefly here for football. Malik Neighbors. He had that
one amazing week.
Well, I was going to say it reverse. He had a bad game last week, but he blew it out the week before that.
Yeah, it's about 1 week.
With Dart in. Is he a top 5?
No. They have to get some familiarity to figure stuff out here. Russell Wilson's a veteran, so still, even with that veteran presence there, he's going to... For me, when it comes down to a rookie, you want to look towards the tight end. That's the safety blanket. The tight end and the running back... Scatterbrew, those guys are going to light it up. They're going to get dump passes all day. This guy's going to be too scared to throw down the field. He's going to look towards tight end. He's going to look towards running back. Those guys are going to light it up. Outside of that, no. Sorry.
But his name is Dart.
Okay.
Anyways.
Sorry, you're right.
In my top 5.
I reverse everything I said.
I got Collins. I got Neighbors. I got Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think he's going to have a great game this week against Arizona, Johnny. I've got Odunze at number 5, but I've been high on Odunze all year. And then, of course, I got Puka Nacua in there in top 5.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Like, I know I missed like the Adams, St. Browns, the Chases, the Jeffersons. Is there anybody else there that you would put in that top 5?
No, I really like Collins because Collins is if you watch the game, he's the only guy C.J. Stroud's looking at. Right. He's the only guy. Another reason why I lost this week, because he's the only guy he's looking at. There's nobody else in the Texans even looking at the throw. It's Collins. St. Brown is the friggin' best receiver in football right now. So St. Brown is obviously in that offense. Everything's happened there. I really like that, like you mentioned there. So Puka is obviously, as long as your boy Stafford stays healthy, he's going to continue to dominate on that. So everything you mentioned, I do like. Odunze, I like Odunze, but I'm not sold on Caleb Williams. But I do like Caleb Williams is looking for him.
I've been high on him from the beginning since draft day when somebody drafted him when I should have. So.
Well, he's looking for him. He's constantly looking for him. I still like Flowers. Flowers did not have a good game last week yesterday. But at the end of the day, Flowers is still...
Flowers is a head case.
Yes, but that's the main guy.
He's a head case.
That's the main guy he's looking for. People are sleeping on Pittman. Pittman still with Daniel Jones in there. Yes, still. I like Pittman in the long run here, so don't forget about Pittman.
Are you ready to put him in your top 5, though? That's what we're talking about.
No, I'm just telling you the guys that I like.
All right, I just want to make sure.
We can talk about,
I just want to make
old
sure.
Man Keenan Allen. Herbert still remembers him and looks for him so often. And people talk about, Luke and like, okay, I get all that, but I'm like, Keenan Allen's still there. So it's the guys you want to look for. One guys I'm not sold on, I don't know why anybody would have him on their team, is Diggs. Like, Diggs is not doing anything in this offense. I thought Diggs, for me, he's very much Amari Cooper. So it's very much Amari Cooper towards the end of his career. Amari Cooper in Buffalo wasn't producing, really wanted to, wasn't going to. Diggs is not happy. He has his Cardi B issues. I don't know what's happening there, but at the end of the day, he's not really doing much. If you have him, keep him on your bench. He's not going to do it to Patriots. If you can trade him, please get rid of him. I don't think he's going to do much for us.
We have agreed, Florida Football Show and all major platforms, we have agreed to a lot of things this episode because, as the consensus is, you get the Florida man perspective, and for the most part, we're on the same page. I completely disagree with Dick's statements. And let me just double down on this for a second. At the end of the day, what happens, right? Something stays the same when the team is winning. The team isn't winning in the New England Patriots. So what are they going to do? They're going to pivot. They're going to pivot to something else, and that is getting Diggs the ball more. That's where you're 100% wrong. And when they win this week and Diggs gets 7-8 targets and he gets 15-plus points, it's going to be a different conversation. So I'm sorry that you're already throwing it. I'm surprised as a Patriot fan you're already doing that. But at the end of the day, you would be correct if they were winning games. They're not. It's time to pivot. Diggs is your man. Keep him. Don't sell him cheap.
The thing is, guys, is that Diggs is not a team player. He's a cancer in the locker room. This has been proven. We're aware of this. So now you have a situation to where you're not winning. Yes, he's 100% going to cry and stomp his feet. Give me the ball. Give me the ball.
Wide receiver does.
Now,
As a wide receiver does.
How is Drake May going to respond to second-year
Right.
pro? How's he going to respond to that? Is he going to go ahead and say fine, or is he going to be like, no, he's going to rebel against it like any teenager would, if you will? So I don't know, but I don't trust it. So I don't trust. He could very well have a great game, like you're saying, this week. It's not going to last. It's not going to last all season.
I got it.
So,
I'm right.
So if you have Diggs and he has a great game, you better sell high. You better sell high like he was doing that pink stuff on the offseason.
I love how you said that I'm right. Let's talk about the running backs.
That's not what I said.
Let's talk about the running backs, Johnny Cinco, where Christian McCaffrey has above and beyond for me. Johnny impressed me this year. I'm glad that he's healthy.
Bionic knees.
I'm very, very happy that he's healthy and he's up and running for now anyways, right? And he is good for him. But at the end of the day, as far as my top five, of course, I got McCaffrey in there. This week, we're talking about this week, I've got James Cook at number 2 against New Orleans for obvious reasons. I got Bucky Irving at number 3 against Philly just because he's proven to be that every down back and he's going to get the ball in the passing game. I've got Josh Jacobs, Johnny, against Dallas for obvious reasons. I've got Josh Jacobs.
Better hear one name.
Right. And I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to hear your take on this. I've got Robinson, Gibbs, Taylor, and Barkley.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that, bro.
Tied.
Oh my God. I can't believe you just did that, bro.
Tied for 5th.
Oh,
and I'm going to tell you why.
Man.
Because Robinson is going against Washington. We don't know about Cousins. Because Gibbs,
you have a 3-way tie for
Gibbs is going against Cleveland. We know about Cleveland. Because Taylor is going against the Rams. We know how good the Rams are. You picked the Rams to win. Oh, no, excuse me. You picked the Colts to win. Take it back. And of course, because Barkley's going against Tampa Bay, and you know what? The hell with you, because you're going against Tampa Bay. Who is in the top 5 that I'm missing?
No, Jonathan Taylor he's not tied. Jonathan Taylor is right now the number 1 running back in football. Number 1 fantasy wise. For you to sit here and be like, he's tied with these guys. And the only way for Tampa to win this game is they're going to have to contain Barkley. He's going to get his stuff. Contain him. Hold him to 80 yards. Hold him to 70 yards. Contain him. If you can contain him, you win the game. If you let him run all over, you're going to lose this game. So I'm not going to pick Barkley. Screw Barkley, because he's going against freaking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. He's not running 103 yards against the freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you went ahead and put him. He's going to have a top 5. That means you're saying he's going to go crazy. He's going to amazing.
I said I had to throw him in there because of the fact that he's
Rebuke you and your nonsense there. No, say no. You're not going to do that. Taylor's in the mix there. I still like Scatterbrew from the Giants is the only
want to
highlight.
Put Scatterbrew in the top 5?
Dude, that dude is a workhorse. You can say whatever you want, but I do like him there. If you have him there, it's a must start. You're going to go ahead and put him in there. I'm sorry.
That's fair. You're definitely sorry.
The Chargers have a good defense here. They're going to rely on him. This rookie is, what did I say? He's relying on his tight end and his running back. Those guys, you're going to get, I'm not saying he may only rush for 50 yards, even though I think he would a little bit more. He's going to get a lot of dump passes, a lot of screen passes, those rack up points there. So, yeah, with a rookie quarterback, if this was Russell Wilson, I'd say no. But he's going to get a lot of those passes. So Scatterbrew should be in your top 5.
I'll wrap this up. I know you got to close the show here, Johnny Cinco, but I'm going to wrap it up with the tight ends briefly and just say that number one, this is why we preach to Florida Man football that quarterbacks and tight ends, it's positions that you can wait and draft later. We've said this multiple times, but yet people still idiotically just still want to put McBride and Bowers at the top of projections, but yet people like
that work out for him.
People like Kraft, Ferguson, Henry are the top 3 tight ends in football. And so for me, the top 3 starts there. The rest, maybe Bowers, maybe McBride, maybe one day they'll get their points. But I'm very happy to say that Florida Man football called it right. And I'm very happy to say that as long as you have Ferguson, Kraft, or Henry, one of those tight ends, you're doing just fine in your top 5.
Yeah, it's going to be a slight change this upcoming week because the young quarterbacks are going to lean on those tight ends a little bit more, like I mentioned here.
Absolutely.
But you're correct. Drafting McBride with your first or second pick is just utter nonsense. But still, even though McBride got a touchdown, he's still going to be okay, but that's too much capital to give up for a tight end. You don't do that. But still, it's Strange. I still like Strange from Jacksonville. He's still going to go ahead and do some things there I do like. big disappointment is Loveland, for Chicago. Just they're not really utilizing that. Warren for the Colts, though. Warren, do not sleep on Warren for the Colts because he has been that safety blanket for Indiana Jones. I think he's going to have a good game this upcoming week here. So that's a good tight end there.
This week?
Warren is in my top 5 this week.
Go.
So you want to go ahead and pick up Warren. Not pick Warren, he's drafted, but if you have him, go ahead and start him there. So it's going to be an exciting week of football, Chris.
Let's go.
It was already nuts. The first 3 weeks has been just insane.
Slow down.
Awesome football.
How do we slow down the season? How do we slow it down? Like when you're chewing, what is that? When you're beef jerky and you would just chew it and just let it just sit there.
Slow down.
I want the NFL season to just sit there in my mouth.
You want to slow it down? Okay. You didn't have to add the mouth part, but I was going to make a joke, but it's kind of like old time, sexy radio. Hey, slow down. But now you I can't do that with the same mouth.
I just want to slow down. I want to slow down.
But it's been a great 3 weeks.
Yes.
Week 4, we expect to be just as great. We hope you guys continue to watch us and listen to us and subscribe. Do everything you can to enhance this
Florida Man football.
This going on here. We do appreciate everything you guys do. Continue to do more. Any final words, Chris?
Bucs. Let's go 4-0, baby.
Okay, 4-0,
Let's go.
baby.
Duval fins up. Let's go.
Hopefully. Later, guys.